Greetings wherever you are watching us or hearing us from MBC. This is Emmanuel Twala in yet another edition of Speak Out here in Machinga, as MBC is in Mlekano Village, Chief Chipile Traditional Authority Mposa in Machinga District. We have gathered here in a marshy field. There's an interesting story going around that has brought us MBC to come and hear for ourselves. There's a particular farming practice called Mphanje. In most areas of Malawi, when we hear of Mphanje, we think of a bare land or a space of land on which people wish to open up a farm or even a garden or a swamp so that they can cut down trees on it, including grass, and then plow the land. This land is turned into a cassava field or sweet potato field or maize field. But here under Traditional Authority Mposa, Chipile in Mlekano village, it takes a different turn as compared to what happens in other areas. So we want to find out from them what Mphanje infers to the people of this area. Now in this program, we are going to talk more about Mphanje, but before we do, let me acknowledge the presence of our host at this place. Do you welcome us here at Chipile village? How do you say you are welcome in Chiawa? Thank you very much. So before we proceed with this program, let me take you to our reporter today, Blessings Kanache. Then thereafter, we come to the main business that has brought us here to TM Mposa Chipile village. Here is Blessings Kanache with a report.
Climate change is not just a myth. Everyone has been affected in one way or the other by unpredicted rainfall, floods, drought, and so on. However, farmers in Mposa Chipile have discovered a coping strategy that helps them adapt to climate change here in Machinga district to try and find means to ensure food security in their respective families. This is through the family practice called Mphanje.
We are used to Mphanje and we do not apply any chemical fertilizers to boost yield, as is the case with other farming practices.
Another farmer that has been benefiting from the Mphanje practice is Manes Makoka.
Due to more rainfall, we raise the ridges so that even when there is an overflow of running water, our crops still survive.
The significance of this farming practice is that it allows the farmer to mix certain crops. For example, cucumbers and maize are planted at the same time in that way, and then the following year they plant rice in that field. Cucumbers mature early, between the months of January and March, and people use it as a coping strategy by selling these cucumbers in order to buy maize as they wait for their maize in the field to mature. One of the leading extension workers in Domasi, Mr. Alex Dizinge, says the Mphanje practice is under threat due to rapid population increase in this country. This is so because this practice requires enough land to be available.
It is not that we encourage this farming practice, but these farmers do it on their own in order to secure their survival. We are there to discourage this practice, so we are here to find out from these farmers why they continue to practice it despite our advice.
This contrary view is what has triggered the research on the importance of Mphanje as one of the local ways to cope with the change in climate. Mr. Gibson Pepo, who happens to be a member of an organization that looks into farming practices in relation to climate change called Leadership for Environment and Development, LEAD, is conducting a research that also looks at the importance of Mphanje in these challenging times of global climate change.
Mphanje comes in through a project that is looking at how informal learning can help curb climate change.
Professor Sosten Chiota is a leading member at LEAD here in Malawi, as well as several other countries here in Africa.
As researchers, we are here to find out what leads these people into such practice as Mphanje. Of course, this is a local farming practice and it has advantages. For example, they plant cucumbers and maize right here, and these cucumbers are usually ready by January